So, can we agree on that?
Wonderful. Okay, fine. Alhamdulillah. I think Sheikh Hatim, you seem to be on the receiving end at the moment. Alhamdulillah. Let's hear from you in terms of some clear concerns that have been expressed. How do we address these issues?
Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wa salatu wassalamu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Just quickly, okay. Let us ask a question before we go on. Okay, I will give you, this is now maybe 2 million people or more, okay, are watching the channel. If it is proven that the majority of Muslims in the UK, or at least in London, let us start in London, are following a specific course, okay, other than the Saudi Arabia, I'm telling you that I will be the first one to issue a fatwa to follow that course, whether it is calculation, whether it is Pakistan, whether it is any kind of, okay. Yep. I'm not a Braillewi person, but even if it is decided but by Braillewi's and the other Muslims follow them, okay, yes, I will be the first one to follow that.
Right.
Now, let us conclude here. Are the other people going to admit this or not?
Yeah.
Before we go into any further
So your point is very specific, that if for the sake of unity, if there is a particular...
Because, see, here I think the people misunderstood the point.
Yeah.
It is not the sake of unity.
Yeah.
Ramadan starts actually when the Muslims start Ramadan.
Yeah.
As-sawmu yawma tasumun. This is the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, and this is the consensus of all scholars.
Sure.
The point that he mentioned, just let me clarify this point.
Sure.
The point that the brother mentioned, that if will he take the burden of 7,000 Muslims who are fasting on a day that is not Ramadan? No. If the vast majority or the majority of Muslims started that day, considered that day Ramadan, then that is the actual day on Ramadan, even if it is...
I take your point. I understand your point.
In terms of moon sighting otherwise.
Yeah, but
just let us remind the people about the issue of Al-Hajj.
Yeah.
If it is decided, okay, just to clarify it, okay, if it is decided that the day of Al-Hajj on 20th of January, and someone believes he saw the moon, and according to his own moon sighting, the day of Al-Hajj is on 19, the day of Al-Hajj is not 19, rather it is 20. So no one can say, if I follow the majority, am I taking any burden? No, he is following the truth.
One thing is clear, as far as the Hajj is concerned, I think it is taking place at a specific place, in a specific country. There is an authority there, and I think naturally there's no question about if they declare a Hajj, the Arafah, that's it basically. There's really hardly any questions asked. The difficulty which we have, and you were trying to make a particular point, that if the majority of the Muslims were to decide in a particular way or particular day, then you will be happy with it. The difficulty we have, that there is no central authority such in the UK. It's a fact. We have, alhamdulillah, major organizations like the Muslim Council of Britain, but within the Muslim Council of Britain, we have got groups from all different school of thoughts who are part of it, and who some of them follow the Saudi sighting, others follow the other particular method sighting along with the calculation. So we have an issue, and that's why the Muslim Council of Britain has remained neutral, and it's trying to organize much more educational seminars to understand the issue and try to bring it together gradually. And it is very important that if we work on that basis, rather than condemning a particular methodology or particular school, because that's not the way forward, and people then accuse of politicizing. This is a very serious issue. It cannot be, but as long as the goodwill is there, as you rightly pointed out, that our heart is clear, there are serious issues in the community. Our community faces, our schools, our image. It is a matter that won't be taken lightly, and it can be taken. So anyhow, I think, Sheikh, what we do...
Let us hear a specific answer. Let us hear a clear answer, because I think we are going back to square one. All of this discussion that has been made in the past.
Indeed, it has been going
so we are going to square one. Let us first understand and hear a clear answer from the audience, from the panelists, and from everyone. If the majority of Muslims in London and in Britain decided to go for a decision, are they going to follow that decision, or are they going to follow their own
We have got
decision?
only 7 minutes now to go. We have to deal another 6 questions or so. Sheikh Suleiman, very briefly, and Sheikh Badr, and then we'll come back to the other question as well.
Alhamdulillah, I mean, just an important clarification is I haven't heard the fatwa mention of Sheikh Uthaymeen. I have it in front of me. الهلال تختلف مطالعه بين أرض وأخرى في رمضان وغيره والحكم واحد.
Sorry, who is this Sheikh?
Sheikh Uthaymeen, rahimahullah, passed away. It's from Saudi Arabia, and this is a fatwa. Sheikh Haytham is aware of it.
Yes.
The people in North America had the same issue about Eid al-Adha. If they have the sighting before Saudi Arabia, are they going to wait a day or are they going to do it according to their ru'ya?
Right.
Sheikh said you should do it according to the country that you are living in, and there's no haraj, no mental anxiety.
Yeah.
So what is the main issue is al-hajju kama yahujju an-nas wa sawmu kama yasumu an-nas. That hadith is in its place. But at the same time, we have to draw a combination between a sumu li ru'yatihi wa aftiru li ru'yatihi. We cannot just do the hajj for the sake of unity and a majority if majority are doing it wrong, because our deen and our ibadat has been established just like how our salawat, the fixed times in the salat kan al-mu'minina kitabu mawquta. All people cannot unite and do their salat al-maghrib before sunset, even if majority decide let's do it before sunset.
Very good.
In a very same way, just that one hadith,
very briefly, please.
as-sawmu kama yasumu an-nas, we say this is for people who are in Saudi Arabia, in Mamlaka, that when the authorities, any Islamic country, they declare it, we will follow it. I will follow all of them. I will not even challenge it.
Yeah.
But when I'm living in a non-Islamic country, when I don't know who is the authority here, then I will make that effort and strive to do our ibadat on the right and correct dates, because our 9th of Arafah, day of Arafah, is only on the 9th of Zil Hijjah. Our 10th of Zil Hijjah is the day where we do Eid al-Adha. The Hujjah don't do Eid al-Hajj. And we have to sacrifice the animal, and sacrifice the animal is wajib. The hadith, I mean, wajib to sacrifice the animal, which can only be done on the 10th of Zil Hijjah. So what it means, if we are going to follow Saudi, and we know for sure that when we have an article appearing in such a great newspaper in Al-Quds Al-Arabi, giving us the wrong dates of the Hajj that was declared, then I'm not willing to follow the majority if the majority are doing it on the wrong date.
Fine. Okay, once again, Sheikh, we'll come back to you. Sheikh Madani, if you could be brief, because we want to take 3 more questions and then we can sort of, inshallah, conclude.
Again, to regurgitate what the Sheikh has just drawn our attention towards, that certain things are specific to time and place.
Right.
Al-itlaq of the tasumun, etc. All of this is specific to a majority within its country.
Yes.
And if that is the case, they may adopt on the same day.
Correct.
But if there is ikhtilaf, then
there is an ikhtilaf. There's no question about it.
Islam, the Sharia gives us that independence, that if you agree with the ijtihad of your ulamas according to the Quran and Sunnah, go along with that. Right. The principle we're getting wrong over here is, Allah bless the Shaykh and those people who say the hadith. There is nothing wrong with the hadith. The hadith is sahih. But the interpretation of it is context to place and time. Right. And the contextuality over here is with regards to hadith in Muslim Sharif, the hadith of a very clear hadith that one of the Sahabi went to Sham, he went to Syria and fasted over there according to the ru'ya over there, and then came to Medina, and Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu asked him, what day did you establish ru'ya? And he says, Yawm al-Jum'ah. And then what happened? Subhanallah. He said, but we established it on Yawm al-Sabt.
Yes. That's right.
So we realize that
there is this clear flexibility in terms of...
So the Sharia, because this is in the understanding of Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu, who has a very clear understanding of contextuality, syntax and grammar of the Quran.
Fine. I think also we need to be clear, Sheikh Haytham has made it very clear. He's not insisting that, one needs to follow Saudi Arabia as such. What he is saying, that if there is a consensus in the community, we follow that. The point is, how do we get that consensus? Because we have one place we have got a declaration being made by the Central Mosque, which they believe that quite a large majority follow, which is contradicted by the reports in the Daily Jang and others that that is not the case. So we perhaps even are not really aware, where do the majority follow? The fact is that there is a clear division. However, we have got the last few minutes, and I would like to take the last 3 questions.